Welcome back, everybody, and today we didn't continue on because my stuff kept getting all weird and my footage left my save file, so sadly the footage is gone. But soon enough we can do this again. So I did complete it. 272573. Any sort of movement or sound startled me. I jumped every time my flashlight reflected off the glass. When I reached the fourth floor, the footprints continued down the hallway. They led exactly to where I was afraid they would. The surgeon went right to the place where everyone said, "Oh, there goes the kid." 272573. 73. 272573. 2725 70. And these weird clamp things that look like torture devices. The footprints didn't stop. They kept going down this floor and led into a room at the end of the hall. Great animation. Oh no. Dang it. Just visited the hospital after it was abandoned, or if they were still here and it was in use. But I pushed the door open a little more and shined my light around. That's when I saw an old wooden rocking chair sitting in the corner. It looked totally out of place among all the mental hospital furniture. Something about that chair just felt wrong. As I said, gosh, he's violent. We're in his favorite place of the fuss feathers. That's a bit fussy. I'd like to get some Big Mac fries. There's a side of queso. And huggy. Oh. Alright, go here, go. Inside that creepy room, I became that character, standing there with footprints right in front of me, and a chair totally rocking by itself. Any normal person would have ran away, but I'm pretty sure I have some undiagnosed medical disorders, so I didn't. Maybe it was shock, maybe it was curiosity, but I stood there, and then I did something even dumber. He doesn't see me. Wait, if there are projectors, can we project to that? Because see, Missy is here? No! Trying my best to act like I know literally anything about electricity and figuring out how this was possible, the stories I heard online started to become far too real. Because now, the humming sound got louder. I couldn't tell exactly where it was coming from. With so many rooms, it was impossible to pinpoint. But my best guess was that it had something to do with the room that had the light on. I know that I had to go inside. I crept towards it and peeked my eyes inside, seeing what looked like a recovery room. There were small beds lined up against the walls, maybe 6 or 7 of them, kid-sized with metal frames and thin, dirty mattresses. The sheets on them stained with age. There was still some explaining. Any second, a doomsday was about to happen. And just as I was thinking about that, everything I've ever believed, or the supernatural, or whatever you want to call it, changed. Because as I went back into the hallway and flashed my light down a long walkway, I saw something. A small figure, maybe 3 feet tall at most, looking at John, wearing what appeared to be a hospital. It hangs down to his skin was pale, almost blush in my flashlight beam. Close enough to tell what it was. For just a second, it could have been I saw it. I couldn't aim the flashlight in the direction. I went over toward where I saw it. By the time I got there, the was so invested that I had to step back and go, oh my gosh. At nighttime, by myself. What am I doing? After actually thinking about this rationally for the very first time and going through what just happened, I decided it was now really time. I thought going back to my car would fix all my problems, but that was far from the case. Because the whole time I was going back towards the first floor,
Oh no.
I still could hear the humming. At certain moments, a little more quiet during others, but it was consistent. I crawled right back through the same window I used to hit it, scraping my hand on a piece of broken glass that gave me a scar. I still have it. It's right. So can you see it? I don't know. Oh, okay, whatever. I didn't even notice it until after the adrenaline all wore off. I heard it in my car and jumped inside, locking it immediately. Just trying to process everything, including what was real and what wasn't. I didn't want it to end up like a dream where after a while, you can't remember certain details. So I sat there for a few minutes just trying to make sense of what just happened. There had to be a logical explanation. Maybe someone was playing a record. Plenty of people in this hospital. Maybe it was just people all the time. Noises happening. Weird shadows just moving each other. Maybe my mom was just playing tricks on me. No. That could have been the case. Because as I sat there trying to calm down, I figured it was time to go home and relax. So I started my car. But before I left, I looked at the hospital one more time. And what I saw changed me forever. On the fourth floor, in that same area where the surgical wing was located, a single light was on. That definitely wasn't on when I arrived. The rest of the building was completely dark, except for that one. I slipped. It blew away. That's what I saw. A shadow. After that, I ran a lot faster than the beings were after me. I
Hi.
didn't care what happened.
Hug you.
I still don't know exactly what I saw that night and how much of it was real, but I can tell you, I've never had an experience that felt this vivid.
Oh no. Huggy. Huggy! Frankie! Frankie, 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 Frankie. Oh my god. So here we're just safe. Oh, here. Alright, so this is a good place to hide if whatever we need. Run, run, run. Oh no.
This was my first day at school where I knew absolutely no one. And for some people, that may sound exciting. But for me, I was higher. Because here's the thing about me. I'm not good at meeting new people. I'm always super quiet. And you guys may be like, Tyler, that's a lie. We've seen your videos. You do not stop yapping, which that's true. But I only yap when it's around.
No. Oh no. Oh.
While I was buzzing with kids hugging their friends, catching up about summers, laughing. Meanwhile, I was coaching my backpack shows and living my life because everyone already seemed to know exactly where they belonged. But me, I was a fish out of water. I didn't even know where the bathrooms were. And trust me, that would be a problem later. I kept trying to tell myself, it'll all be okay. What's the worst that can happen? You're just gonna sit through some classes, go home, and survive. Easy, but deep down, I knew that wasn't true. The new school, first day, chance to make a first impression. And I just knew mine was probably going to be me walking into the janitor's closet on accident, thinking it was a classroom. What I actually ended up doing that day would be far worse. The fear wasn't just about not having friends yet. It was about being judged. I'm such an overthinker, and the thought of me being
Oh my god, even the stars like, bruh, you're pissed.
I wasn't just scared of being alone. I was scared of everyone else noticing. So this was all I could think about. And because of this, I ended up making a really dumb decision. The school day already started off. But as someone who had never been on this campus before, I had no idea where any of the classes were. So I'm everyone else knows exactly where to go. And of course, the phone rings, and I still haven't found my classroom. So I ended up being about 10 minutes late before I got the right room. Once I got to the door of my first class, I took a big deep breath. Immediately when I walked in, everyone screamed. Obviously, the class started 10 minutes ago, so all the students are already there. It's a dead center, surrounded by all the other students. So now I'm speaking to all these people that I have no idea who they are. And even though I'm uncomfortable in these situations, I try. He is to me. Okay? The thing is, that first class went by, and although I was feeling anxious the whole time, I made it through. The mystery was a little bit later. Because the worst part wasn't even going to the classes. It was the time it came to that's when you really get to leave alone. Everyone else is walking in packs, catching up, joking around with each other. And then there's me, scoping out the area, tweaking like this. I was even embarrassing myself when I tried opening my locker for the first time. I twisted the lock left. And still didn't work. I was irritated. I could see the guy next to me smirking, and I could tell he was judging me. So I just walked at him. I was just like this. But during this day, while all of this was happening, there was only one thing I could think about this whole time: lunch. And no, not because I was just really hungry and wanted to eat, okay? I'll tell you guys a secret. Although, it is true. I could not stop thinking about lunch.
Charge the door panels and use the projectors to hug.
Because in class, at least you can hide. You can pretend to take notes, pretend to be busy. But in the cafeteria, you have to pick a spot. Either sit down at a table by yourself.
Oh no. Oh, there's battery packs over here.
I'm standing at the entrance with my lunch bag, looking out at what feels like a basket. Every single table is already playing these typewriters that have been for years of course. Many of the kids, even though it's all like first, and they're getting out of the guns on with their chocolate milk. I'm buying it in my mind, and check out. As it's late. Smarter shoppers use Google. And they're right, because before this, I was a not so smart shopper. Instead of me Googling, Nike promo code, please work, Cooper just runs all the coupons for me. It doesn't matter.
Go, 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 go.
Walmart, Sephora, Macy's. Look, literally takes you after one. One time I was looking at sneakers for $120, and Cooper was like, hey, they're $30 cheaper across the street. So basically, a friend who I could roast you for overpaying. So yeah, it's free. It's not the cheapest. So yes, download Cooper. Links in the description. And really do the coupon plenty. Trust me, your bank account. But they're not exactly looking around. Realizing how stupid I must look right now, just wandering around like I'm lost. I look like that kid in Walmart at the checkout line when his mom says to wait there because she goes to get something. Do I just walk up to her and say,
Run. No! Dang it! Oh, I was doing so good. Huggy, why? I'm not stronger than this. Get up. How am I supposed to wake up?
pretending as if I'm looking for someone. In reality, I'm just trying to buy time to figure out what to do. The longer I stand there, the obvious it becomes that I'm way too late. Really? Why do I have to say this? Sure. I'm the new kid who has no friends. There has to be somewhere else I can be. I don't have to deal with all this pressure. I can find somewhere else in school. Peace. No judgment. No stares. Just me and my sandwich and a place where I can actually. So in my mind, what's the best place to do this? Bathroom. Private, peaceful, and nobody would know. I was hiding. Tyler, you're weird. You should have just sat alone. It's not that big of a deal. And you're totally right. But you guys don't know how hard it was. It makes our fantasies and situations that aren't real just to sabotage me. That's just how it is. Like just the other day, my mom told me she would be back from the store by 5 p.m. It wasn't o'clock at 5:01 and she still wasn't home. I immediately assumed she got kidnapped. So you know how my brain works? I know this sounds ridiculous now, but at the time, it made perfect sense to me. Nobody saw me eating alone. Maintaining this serious aura I was trying to maybe people will just count off doing something cool.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Which is funny because this technique none of us did at all, but the doctor seemed genius at the time. It was private. Peaceful. Outside world. I could eat my lunch and go to the and then show up to my next class as if I was just hanging out with my friends all the time. Only downside is while sitting on the toilet, I can manage a little bit. Perfect plan was about to backfire in the worst way. Because when I planned to go eat in the bathroom, I knew I couldn't go to the main ones because there would be a bunch of other students someone that wouldn't be noticed. So I wanted to in your bathrooms that were more often than bathroom.
Alright, Huggy, do your job.
Around this area, which is until I walked a little.
Alright, let's go. They're doing pretty good. Reflection.
Because it was super peaceful. Quiet was. This is exactly what that was. But as lunch went on, it started more just because it had exactly what was about to happen. And so that was gonna ring, and I was gonna have to go back. So I hear that PTSD-inducing feeling about getting set back after the bathroom. You go to my next class, and I kind of crossed out, get out of the stall, and head towards the bathroom. This is where I get
Oh no.
This place was literally the Area 51 isolated, hidden away in the back corner of the city.
Oh no.
So every minute I pass, Penny built more and more. The second bell rang, indicating that class was officially started. And I was still stuck in there, no way to get out. After a while of trying to figure out ways to get out of it, I just accepted. I was going back into the stall, sat down. The new passed away from starvation. Lunch was only going to keep me alive, so I'm sitting there as time is going by. I'm missing my first math class of the year, which honestly.
Alright, we're gonna campaign for a minute.
Saying that you're absent from class, I heard saying because the school thought I was ditching. And of course they did. Because from their perspective, I was no one, even though I went to my first couple. So now, I started staring out how much did you check my location for that? Are you not in class right now? Yeah, I got stuck in the bathroom. Well, you see, that's a tough question to answer because I walked into the bathroom when I turned on the out. Door was shut. Okay. You didn't hear from something true.
No, come on. Oh my god. Oh my god.
After that phone call ended, I just went back to doing my homework, not expecting anything new to happen. Until soon. The worst part about this was I had to sing these next two classes, and by the next day, everyone was already in seats. So where to sit? I wasn't taking just a nightmare for someone that's already too
Alright.
in the first place. But as I'm doing my history homework, being a young boy discovered the United States 300 years ago, I hear voices for the first time.
Oh no.
I sprinted to the door and started banging on it like a lunatic. Somebody! I'm locked in here! The voice, okay there? I have no idea what it was on the outside. I didn't care. They didn't help me. So I kept screaming. He was back there.
Not today. Not today, Phaeton. Not today, Phaeton. Oh, hi, Phaeton. Hi, Phaeton. Oh, hi, Phaeton.
Ross still was. This guy was an
Doodle. Oh no.
Thank you. He shook his head and muttered something like, "It's always the first day of school." And you might think the worst of the situation has already happened. Most really it just got worse. Because I saw the girl
Da 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 da.
everyone turns to look at me. And that is what. Are you Tyler? Yes. Where have you been? My brain screamed at me. Do not say you were locked in the bathroom. My mouth didn't know that. Students trying to pull their laps. The teacher tells me to just go sit down. Get down. I felt all the eyeballs. And I ended up making it confused.
Brother.
The story had already spread like wildfire. Students from a bunch of other classes were asking me about Nancy. And I felt like a celebrity getting bombarded by paparazzi. Well, that was it. First
Wait, what if we're able to break through that window? Go to the house from here. Cause it doesn't seem like there's anything I can do.
teacher ever. What do I mean by that? Let's just say, was not afraid to speak her mind. Whatever she was thinking, she let you know. I remember the time she was teaching, and the subject she taught was history. During class, I gave her so she looked him in the eyes and said, "Martin, how did you even make it to this grade?" So she had no filter. She was always just a little different on the very first day. It's a new judge, so every student had to say one fact about her to the whole class. But after we finished, she wanted to say one. And this was the moment I knew it was going to be a long year. Because she stands up and starts to get emotional. And I thought I'll never forget the day because at first I thought she was saying an April Fool's joke. But she went, on April 1st, 1998, my husband of 13 years passed away. Well, I was kind of a buzzkill. But she literally just stopped there without saying anything else. So when kid decided to say what the whole class was thinking, because if you don't mind me asking, how did you pass away? Then, with tears literally falling down her face, she goes, sadly, he fell all the way to the ground and passed away. Looks like I'm taking that off my bucket list. Obviously, this is super tragic, right? But not funny though. When she said this, me and a friend I was in the same class happened to make the ring. I couldn't imagine the whole house. The passing away was funny? Of course not. But when you both make eye contact, so after I did it, the teacher looks at me thinking I was laughing at her story, and she goes, "Taylor, don't ever disrespect me like that again." That's not important. So after course,
Now, how do I get that third battery?
she was a huge Bengals fan, but they happened to be one of the teams playing in the game. Now, unfortunately, they lost. So she was more angry than I've ever seen her this day. And I don't want to speculate anything, but by the way she was acting, I'm pretty sure she was hungover. So you could tell that if someone even sneezed the wrong way that day, she was going to crash out. But because of this, the students were even more motivated to rage bait her now. So the bell rings, class starts, and she tells us to get our notebooks out because we're going to be taking notes. Now, the first thing we did during class this day to make her mad was playing a game called Stick It. Let me explain it to you. So I had a friend in this class who was going through cancer treatments at the time. He's healthy and well now, praise God. But at the time, due to the treatments he was getting, he was bald. It looked pretty dope, I can't even lie. But he hated how people would always show him so much pity for having to go through this and for being bald. So to lighten the mood, he would bring these mini suction cups to school. And he would pass them out to people in class. And basically, the objective of the game was to try throwing these suction cups and letting them on his head. Listen. I know that may sound like an insanely out-of-pocket thing to do to someone who has cancer. And trust me, that's what I thought too. None of us wanted to play at first because we felt so guilty. But he insisted on it. So during class this day, whenever the teacher would turn around towards the board to read the notes, one would also try throwing the suction cups and letting it on his head. But unfortunately, one person threw the suction cup at just the wrong time. Because right as he did it, the teacher turned around and caught us. She got super frustrated that we were playing this game rather than paying attention to the notes. So she yelled at the class. She said that if none of us wanted to pay attention to the notes during class, we could all stay after school and do it in detention. It was kind of funny though, because as she was saying this, she would look back and forth between the kid who had cancer and the kid who threw the suction cup, and the kid with cancer would just be sitting there staring at her with a straight face while he had suction cups on his head. It looked like one of those aliens from Toy Story. So she finished her little rant, and we promised to stop, so then she continued teaching. But it was the final nail that broke the camel's back. But I don't think that's how the phrase goes, actually. It was the final nail in the camel. No, that's not it. I broke a camel's back. No, I don't even know what it's saying anymore. Hey Siri, what's the phrase that goes blah, 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 camel's back?
That's a great question. The phrase you're referring to.
Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be showing you how to avoid hugging.
The point is, the teacher was fed up with us. I was not paying much attention to this class. It's probably why I have friends that are currently going to Ivy League schools. Meanwhile, I'm talking to a camera in my parents' closet making video jokes. I just know my parents wish they got a dog.
Beautiful angles on the battery there. And that's how you open the door and move on to this section, guys. Of course,
So the door's already opened?
tutorials on the channel, including how to open this, which I'm going to put up straight after this video.
Oh wait, so the door's already opened. So it looks like I don't even need that third.
No matter what the circumstances are, if one of us are there to do something and we don't want to do it, you have to do it. So he clearly said his piece. I was telling you again at the time, my controller hasn't fully developed yet. It still hasn't. It probably never will. So my brain is fried. But because of this, I was up for the challenge. Although we didn't sit close to each other.
Wait, no, the door's not open. Bro, no. Alright, you know what? Bye everybody. I'm gonna just do this on my own.